Hey guys, it is me, Victoria. So today I had an idea for a slightly scandalous video yet again. It's going to be the top things a guy can do on a date that would make me want to sleep with him. Now, I have a boyfriend, but when I was in New York City, I dated a ton of guys, and I noticed they did some things on dates which I was just kind of thinking to myself, classic amateur error. Like, if they had just done a couple of things differently, like, I might have seen them in a totally different light, and I might have wanted to sleep with them, as opposed to just feeling like, I can't. Much as I want to, as cute as they are, I just can't. And sometimes I'm going to reveal a tip to you that even when I was considering it and I went back to their place, sometimes they made an error that made me think, I gotta get out of here. I just gotta leave this place. Like, this guy, I can't take it anymore. So I thought it would be very valuable to share my perspective on this because I know this is something that guys think a lot about, and honestly, I support them in sleeping with as many women as they want, consensually, obviously, and respectfully, because I think that guys deserve to feel like they're cool and they can look at themselves knowing, I'm a guy, I can get women if I want, and they don't have to feel this deep lack and insecurity from like not being able to compete in the competitive dating market. So I don't think there's anything wrong with pickup, and I think that guys should study it. But I've heard, there are some darker parts of the pickup scene, but I don't know everything. I just support guys working on their sexual confidence and desirability and their cool factor so that they get girls. So, anyway, let's move on to the tips. So, the first tip, and my number one tip, is so on a date, you're having a conversation, you're talking about, the weather, you're talking about where you grew up, you're talking about what you do for work, blah, blah, blah. There needs to be, either you need to think of it like this, like there's the conversation, and you can't just focus on the surface level, which is the conversation. There is another layer, an undercurrent running under the conversation. And that's where I think that guys sometimes make a mistake. Like my friend, he'll tell me about a date and it didn't go well. And I'll kind of say, well, did you work on this part, this undercurrent, this meta level of the date, which is making the girl feel hot, making the girl feel attractive, making the girl feel like you desire her. So don't get caught up too much in the conversation of the minutia of your lives. No matter how fascinating it is, no matter how good of a conversation you're having, you're connecting in the world of ideas, you need, as a guy, to take a step back. Almost as you're, an observer of yourself, an outside observer, and you need to comment on the girl's appearance or on certain things about her appearance. For example, it doesn't have to be straight up like, oh my god, you look so hot or something. You could say, by the way, I just have to say this, you are very beautiful. Alright, what that does to a girl, I'm not sure what it does to every girl, but what it does to me on these dates is I would just kind of become all internally. It would turn up the heat, turn up the chemistry. Because all of a sudden, you're not talking about accounting or whatever, you're talking about sex, romance, passion, indirectly, but that's what it's all about. So, what I was going to say is a good example is my boyfriend. On our first, well, really second date, I was just talking to him and I was going on and on and on, and then he just said, I was talking with my hands, and he just said, has anyone ever told you you have really beautiful hands? That's a great compliment. It's not threatening, but it's definitely like, I'm staring at you and transfixed by your beauty, even if it only is the hands. For some reason, I always said my hands were my favorite part of my body. I was really flattered that he noticed, and it definitely turned up the heat, as minor as hands may seem. Other examples of compliments like this you can say, I love your hair, okay? You have beautiful eyes. You're really smart. It doesn't necessarily have to be about appearance, but it's kind of like you're taking this evaluation kind of stance. You're standing back. You're evaluating her, the girl. You're saying, you have, what other things could you say? I like your dress. You look beautiful. You're super fucking hot. Like, it doesn't have to take one kind of tone. There's a range. The thing I want you to focus on is compliments and evaluating things about her and telling her, and intersperse those into your boring conversation. As fascinating as it may be, it's kind of boring because the unsaid meaning of a date is, as I said, chemistry. And one way to create chemistry is what I'm telling you, stepping back from the conversation, evaluating her appearance, complimenting her in different ways, and making her feel this feeling that girls, I'm not sure if I can generalize, but I think I can crave, which is this feeling of feeling desired, feeling attractive, feeling like a magical being that just transfixes you with her indescribable beauty, alright? That's what girls want to feel deep down. So anyway, that is my first tip. Second tip is, yes, I know this is controversial in this day and age, but a hand touch. Light, non-threatening touch is good. It works. Again, it takes you out of your brain and puts you into your body and triggers thoughts of romance. So yes, like just putting your hand on her hand is good because it's very non-threatening. Maybe even just for a little bit. Like people say, oh, do an arm touch on your elbow. Honestly, it's good. It works. Don't do it, don't linger. You just want to have very casual touch, almost like you didn't even mean to do it, but you just brushed up. It works. It registers. Number 3 tip I have is, at the end of the date, if you want to have sex, always ask the girl if she wants to come back to your place. I know it's hard, it's challenging, because you might think you're creepy or something. Just do it. Like some guys, what they did to me is they say, oh, hey, do you want to see, like, my guitar? Because I told them I play guitar. And, you should come back, I'll just come back to my place. We'll just hang out. I'll show you my guitar. No pressure. Do not put any pressure. Just hang out. I want to talk to you more. But always ask to come back to the place. When guys did this, it made me feel, you know what? This guy has a lot of guts, and I like that. He's not scared to make a move. He's not scared for me to reject him, and that is attractive. Just say it. Just even if you know you're going to get rejected, just the very fact that you asked will make a girl think you've got confidence, and that's attractive to girls for sure. So now, let's say she comes back to your place by chance. try to kiss the girl. This has happened to me many times, where a guy, let's say a guy's at my place, and he didn't kiss me. He didn't try to kiss me. He didn't make a move. He was waiting for me to give him, the green light, like I was talking about in my last video, wanting me to smile, flirt, make it 100% obvious that I wanted him to kiss me, but the girl wants you to do that. The girl wants you to make the move. She wants to evaluate your confidence, your abilities with women. So even if you feel awkward, just try. It's okay to ask. I don't mind it. You can ask if you can. It's better to just try to make it happen and then read if she just seems really uncomfortable and, read the nonverbal signals. But try to kiss the girl. Finally, fourth point. Let's say you got in bed with the girl. There are certain things that guys did once I basically got in bed with him, which just made me leave. Because I'm like, I can't go through with this because this guy just made a huge error and I can't have sex with somebody like this. So basically, once you're making out and things are leading to sex, do not try to rush things or aggressively push for your pleasure. I have written here, acting like sex is transactional instead of being generous and enjoying the moment. That was always a very huge turnoff for me when a guy pushed like it was kind of like the last sex he was ever going to have, and he was so excited, he was just like, touch my, and I'm like, dude, like, that's not cool. You don't want to act desperate. You don't want to act like, I did this for you, now you did this for me. You just want to be in the moment and enjoy. And if you do, it will all come back to you tenfold if you're just patient and generous, in my opinion. And then another thing I had to say is, this isn't really a mistake guys make, but it is a bonus. Compliment the girl during your makeout and during sex. A lot of guys don't do that, but girls really, really appreciate it. So anyway, those are some of the mistakes I think guys make. What do you guys think? Anything you have to add or any points you take issue with? Let me know. Alright, bye.